It's a race to the bottom, everybody. It's a race to the bottom of society. Thank you, women. You know, this is one of the strange, when I was a kid, I don't even know how do I even say this? When I was a kid, Star Wars is big. Apparently in the year 2025, Horror Wars is big because now these women are angry at each other for stealing each other's ideas of how to be the worst member of society. A race to the bottom, I tell you. Let me shrink my fat head here just a moment because I'm out of picture. There we go. It's a race to the bottom. And I genuinely mean society will never recover from this. I really believe that. And the reason why I think that's true is because if you look at the number of women that are jumping on Onlyfools, the women that think they're going to be, not only are they going to be hooking up with all the men that they want to hook up with, all these attractive guys are going to want to sleep with them, but they can make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in the process. And it's not just social media doing this stuff. I mean, all my stories today are from the Daily Mail, but also it's all over. It's all over the New York Post. It's these mainstream rag magazines that are going viral. And you see here, this was on their main head banner. Lily Phillips, 23, shocks with her most vile bedroom stunt yet. 32,000 people viewing. Now, if you don't know anything, that's a lot of people looking at anything on Daily Mail, especially one story. Another headline, Onlyfools star Lily Phillips threatened with deportation over a bedroom stunt. 19,000 people watching. Fury of Bonnie Blue's husband after she bedded 1,057 men in 24 hours. 7,000 people viewing this. So, you know, the fake news, the lamestream news that is failing is now not reporting news anymore. They've just gotten away from news. They say, nope, we're not going to do news anymore. Not enough people want to listen to our vile lies. So now we're just going to do shock content to survive and pay our writers, and we're just going to do shock content like tabloid magazines used to do back in the 1980s. That's reason number one we're not going to recover, or reason number two, really. Reason number one being these women think they're all going to be shagging hot, attractive men and making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars doing it. But now we're in what I mean, the only thing you can call it is the wars. And for those of you on YouTube, if you really get tired of listening to me blurb out and drop all these words, get over to Rumble, get over to Locals, go to a social media, or not a social media, go to a video providing website that actually treats you like an adult, like Rumble and Locals does. We have some very spicy chat over there, let me tell you. Most of the time, I can't even read half the things they say in there. But at least they stop treating you like a child. So those of you on YouTube that are tired of it, move platforms. Rumble is the way. So Bonnie Blue, which is one whore, slams jealous Lily Phillips, the other whore, and claims the former friend stole her idea to sleep with 1,000 men in a day. Oh, how dare you! How dare you steal my ideas!
How dare you!
Stealing my ideas of bedding thousands of men in a day to make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in content. Just let the meteor hit now. Just let the asteroid come. Because this is not going to get any better. These women, maybe conservatism and will be enough damage done to the women that come before them that these women will learn, hey, maybe this isn't the best idea. I see my crazy Aunt Shirley, who's actually a more modern name would be my crazy Aunt Rebecca, after sleeping with all these guys, and now she just drinks wine and cries into her cats every night. Maybe they'll learn something. I don't know. Let's hope so, because either way, this is not good. Okay, we'll read the main story here. Before we get into it, let's hear from today's sponsor, Field of Greens. Guys, did you, like many of us, resolve to get healthier this year? Great. Now, how are you going to do it? Exercise? Perfect. Supplements? Great. That's a great start. But adding healthy and vital doses of fruit and veggies are critical, but not always easily done. That's where Field of Greens comes in. The Field of Greens Better Health Promise makes it radically different. Listen to this. Enjoy a delicious Field of Greens drink each day, and at your next checkup, your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Now, how in the world can Field of Greens promise better health? Because each fruit and vegetable was doctor selected for a specific health benefit. There's heart health group, lungs and kidney groups, metabolism, even healthy weight. That's the one I'm currently taking, is the healthy weight. 1 drink a day is all it takes. Just 1 small scoop and your favorite beverage. Mine, of course, is coffee. And you'll look and feel healthier with more energy fast. And your doctor will notice your improved health, or again, you get your money back. Get 20% off your first order with code BACHELOR at fieldofgreens.com. That's code BACHELOR at fieldofgreens.com. Fieldofgreens.com. All caps, Bachelor. 1 scoop a day will get you taken care of. You'll feel better. You get the nutrients you need. So go on and check it out now. Now, for those of you saying I can't sell these supplements until I'm skinny, I see what you say, Crimson. That's why I'm taking them, because I'm a fat ass and I need help. Help me. Trying to lose weight over here. Okay, so Bonnie Blue slams jealous Lily Phillips and claims former friend stole her idea to sleep with 1,000 men in a day. Welcome to the race of the bottom. Apparently, Bonnie broke the world's sex record after sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours. That's 40 seconds a man. So either she's getting a bunch of guys that haven't had anybody touch their trouser snake in roughly 7 months, or she's not finishing them off. They're just doing a dip and run. I don't know. But the fact that I'm reading lamestream tabloid news, and the fact that they have this story and they think this is a good idea, and the fact that everybody is reading this story like my dumbass is, tells you where we are as a society. Bonnie Blue, that's a race to the bottom. Gee, I welcome our Chinese overlords and or the meteor. Bonnie Blue has come out swinging against fellow Onlyfools star Lily Phillips, claiming that Lily stole her idea to sleep with 1,000 men in a single day. Lily, 23, made headlines last year after betting 100 men in a night before announcing her plans to up the ante by sleeping with 1,000 men in 24 hours. Now, if you guys remember, I did the video on that. And during an interview, she was asked how she feels about herself, and she broke down in tears, and she said she had to disassociate. And so, of course, how do you recover from that emotional damage? Where is it?
Emotional damage.
How do you recover from that emotional damage? Well, you sleep with 10 times more people than that in the same amount of time. That makes total sense. However, Bonnie, 25, beat Lily to the punch this month after sleeping with an eye-watering 1,057 men in 12 hours. That is 40, I think I did the math, it's something like 40.8 or 42 seconds per guy. And there's other content creators out there, and I don't even remember all their names, but most of them are women. Most of them are women saying, okay, it's real easy to blame one woman for being horrible, but what about the 1,000 men that did this? What about those 1,000 horrible men? And this just goes to show you how little women actually understand men. There are men that only want to sleep with a woman that has her V card. They're going to save themselves for marriage. They just want one woman, and that one woman to only have them. And then there are men, just like the women, that go out and put themselves on video, on camera, stooping, doing the old in and out for money. It is not hard to find 1,000, because men don't get the emotional damage. Now, that being said, if you're one man of another 1,056 men that are dipping their pen in company ink within 12 hours, something's wrong with you. So, like, you should see somebody. I mean, you definitely should see somebody after sleeping with a woman that also shared 1,056 other men in 12 hours. But I mean, you should probably talk to a professional psychologist, psychiatrist, somebody that can figure out where your head is. But yeah, you can put some blame into those men. But as I've related, it's kind of like somebody walking down the street, throwing out free money on the street, and then yelling at women for coming and scooping up the free money. Like, well, he wouldn't be broke if you didn't take all his money. Well, yeah, okay, so the 1,000 guys are thinking, well, if it's not going to be me, there's going to be thousands of other men that'll do this. I might as well, I mean, she's 23, she's pretty good looking. It's going to beat any woman that I could possibly sleep with, since I work at Taco Bell and women don't even acknowledge that I exist. So yeah, I guess I'm going to do this. But of course there's fault on both sides. But Women are gatekeepers of sex, and if they fling the gates wide open, men will show up. And men are the keepers of relationships, and no one is going to obviously, but I've got a story related to that. I'll save it. Now Bonnie has told Daily Mail that Lily stuck her in the back by stealing the idea after they became friends last year. Oh, what a novel and creative idea. I never would have thought of that without her telling me ahead of time. According to Bonnie, the betrayal happened last year after she invited She invited Lily. I don't even know what that word is. Inguine, ingenue. I think that's ingenue. It looks French. Lily to join her at Freshers Week in the UK to sleep with dozens of first-time university students for Onlyfools. So they became besties after they went and shagged a bunch of freshmen. I guess that's what they are here in the United States, freshmen. They call them freshers. In the UK, first-year university students, they become besties. All right, great. And if you remember, they got kicked out of countries for doing that. Way before Lily even put on her socials that she'd like to do the world record. And when I helped her out and invited her to do my freshers content, I shared the idea with her, saying that I really wanted to do the world record, Bonnie explained. And guess I'm very trustworthy and oblivious to people's bitterness. So I shared my idea that I'd like to do it. And then it wasn't until November, 3 months later, that she announced on her socials that she was going to do the world record. And now it is war. It is all-out war of whores. Whore wars. Because now they're all very angry with each other that they're stealing each other's ideas to sleep with a bunch of men. Oh, such creativity. It's not like we're talking about geniuses here. This isn't exactly trademark material that these women's ideas are. The rivalry suggests competition that I don't have. In terms of the world record, both me and Lily know it was my idea as I've spoken to her about it. And what I don't understand, oh, here, it looks like they have the full video. Let me see if I can play it.
This is what my face looks like after taking 1,000 men less than 12 hours ago. I told you girls, taking fluids for moisturizer was good for your skin. The big 1,000 was completely done. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview, gangbangs after gangbangs to start with. It was just like, the room was absolutely full. Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other of 5s. I wanted to give people more time, so then it went down to like one-on-ones, didn't it? So like one person would watch whilst I was with somebody, and then it would literally just be like a rotating circle like that.
She's going to be the first woman in history to have 7 STDs in her eyes. This is her husband or boyfriend, but I think boyfriend, by the way. So he's apparently fine. He's wearing a ring on his index finger. That tells you all you need to know. Any guy that wears a ring on his index finger, that tells you all you need to know about this guy. But he's just like, very interesting. So how does it feel to be a Boston cream pie donut for 12 hours? Bonnie also took a swipe at Lily's bedroom prowess by bringing up the now viral video of her crying after sleeping with 100 men in a single night. Seeing somebody cry after content is not nice, and not everyone is cut out for these circumstances. So I really wish her all the best. Can you imagine getting shamed by a slut? Can you? She just got shamed by another slut. How is that even possible? Oh, you took 100 men and you had a couple of tears? You couldn't handle it? I just took 1,000 and didn't bat an eye. I don't think that's quite the brag you think it is. I'm just saying. That is not exactly the... You had remorse and regret for your debauchery? I didn't feel anything. Those 1,057 men enjoyed themselves. I put on a show to never forget, and I slept like a baby after my boyfriend was 1,058 for the day, just to say I did it. That is not a brag. But again, here we are in Daily Mail talking about this. This is viral on all sorts of social media, which is why I keep finding these stupid stories, because they're shared by tens of thousands of people on X and other places. And yeah, you can say, well, they're getting what they wanted. They're going viral. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wish I could somehow convince the men of this world to stop paying for this content. I wish I could share with men that it is not healthy. Now I understand being a young man and you don't have any girlfriends and that testosterone's jamming through your blood to the point where you're thinking about, I don't know, banging a crack in the sidewalk. I was a young guy. I know what that urge is. I know how that drives you. I'm not saying that there's anything going wrong to www.webbrowser.com/boobicus and looking up the spicy stuff and having fun and taking care of business yourself. I get it. But these women are not going to stop what they're doing. It is up to the men to be mature enough to say, I'm not going to give them money anymore. I'm not going to participate in this. Or, if I do, they're not going to know I'm participating, so they don't get the social media validation. Lily has since responded with plans of an even more extreme stunt.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, sir.
It's horror wars. Horror wars, everybody. Who can be the most outlandish, most ridiculous horror to get all the press and attention and money? It's a race to the bottom. Maybe I'll rename this. I put Society Will Never Recover from This. Maybe the subtitle will be, It's a Race to the Bottom. A race to the bottom. Send the asteroid. Chinese overlords, I welcome you. Lily has since responded with plans of an even more extreme stunt, announcing last week that she's doing a backdoor challenge with as many guys as possible. Oh, yes. Nothing like prolapsing your anus and basically ruining your sphincter muscle for your entire life so that you must wear Depends and adult diapers by the age of 24. Nothing says you are owning the chuds like having to wear diapers at the age of 24. This is her and her boyfriend in bed. So embarrassing. This guy right here is the biggest loser of all the men. Of all the men that are sleeping with Bonnie Blue, all 1,057 of them, plus the hundreds and thousands of others she did outside of this stunt. I want you to take a look at the biggest loser of all of them. Her boyfriend. She's got every gentleman of every rainbow color there, so I will say she's an equal opportunity employer. Every single one of those dudes in this room right here, and again, I'd pause it if I could. It just throws up an overlay. Every single one of those. How crazy is it that these men don't want to be seen sleeping with this woman? Same thing with this one, Lily. A lot of the guys wore face masks. How bad, how horrible a human being are you when you're a relatively attractive 23-year-old woman and every dude in the room that's going to sleep with you doesn't want their face on camera? They don't want to admit they're skeezy enough to sleep with you. Does that tell you how far down we are that even the men that are participating in this are like, do not put me on camera sleeping with this woman, dude. Don't do that. I would never live it down for sleeping with this woman. And she's like, yeah, I don't care, whatever, it's fine. But this is proof based on her skeezy boyfriend, the loser. Where is he? Maybe it was in the other video. It is proof that even these blasted out horrible women will find a man. She's got this guy. If he's dating her, now maybe he doesn't wife her up. If he's dating her, somebody will. Somebody will. You know this. The 23-year-old also shocked the internet after filming herself parading down the streets of London while covered in male bodily fluids. So apparently she decided to get, I don't even think I can put that image on YouTube. Well, I do have that story, actually. Lily Phillips' most vile stunt yet. The Spicy Star 23 shocks with public act, so wild it should be illegal. She let a bunch of guys... I'm going to have to blur all of this for YouTube, probably. It's funny that I can show the Daily Mail's own images on their website, and YouTube's like, nah, sorry, man. And again, she's not hard on the eyes, but the point is, she walked down the street. Let me read it here. In an unbelievable video shared on social media, Lily recorded herself leaving a hotel room with baby juice covering her face before proudly stepping out on the streets of London to publicly parade her soiled visage. She said, "Do you think anyone will say anything?" She asked the camera. "Do you think anyone will want to go next?" She giggled as she sauntered down the street next to a busy road, smiling as cars zoomed by. There's cars going past, she laughed. Yes, that's what happens on a street in London, you dingbat. At one point, she walked past a large group of people who were standing on a street corner. I don't think anyone will notice. I think it looks like a bit of a face mask, she said as she crossed the road. I did see the video. I didn't pull it up because no. And apparently Bonnie Blue used to be married to a rugby player. So imagine you're a rugby player, a popular one that's making good. Again, how many times have we done videos on this? Athlete, tall, athletic, good looking, successful. And the woman steps out on him because reasons. This week, the male tracked down friends of the sporty 27-year-old, a hugely popular player at Long Eaton RFC in Derbyshire, who met and fell in love with Bonnie, real name Tia Billinger, when they were still teenagers in school. So here's this guy that falls in love with his teenage sweetheart. They grow up, they get married, and next thing you know, she's Bonnie Blue. And she's taken it in the face. While Blue recently insisted that Ollie supported her new career and even worked with her behind the scenes, a friend told the Mail that he believes privately educated Ollie, the son of a wealthy businessman, is furious with his wife and wants nothing to do with her. So they were married. She started getting into this stuff, and apparently they're going through a divorce. Well, color me shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Actually, they say right here, it's shocking, said the... I did not know that was coming up. It's shocking, said the friend. She's got to be doing it for publicity. We all feel sorry for him, perhaps, but not surprisingly, the pair who married in 2022 are in the process of getting divorced. So high school sweethearts, he fell in love with her in high school. At some point, they start dating, they get married, and in 2022, she decides to sell herself on the internet. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm done. More in a moment of their ill-fated marriage. But first, back to the mucky mansion. Okay, and they're going to explain what happened to her, which we don't need to know about. I don't understand how we're in an age where this is the way everything's going. This is a woman posted on social media. This time last year, I was begging a horrible man to love me. In other words, she had a Chad that was banging her, and she was begging him to love her, and he did not. This year, I'm a fiance to a kind man who adores me. Now, for those of you just listening, the graphic I have here is a line of horrible men enjoying her, and about 3/4 of the way through the line is the nice kind man with flowers, and this is how women see men right now. For those of you on YouTube, you just see a big blur because screw YouTube. And so you have a line of dudes lined up just taking turns, these horrible men taking turns on her, and then someday she thinks Prince Charming will come along and sweep her up and pick her up and sweep her off her feet. And this is how women see men now. And you know what? There are kind men that are still blue-pilled, that are still simps, that still do not understand the way of the world, and they will come in and the Captain Save-A-Hose, and they will come in and do this, and it's not going to turn out well for them. But until we change this, it's going to have to be men that change this. It just is. We've got to shame the young generation coming up. That if they participate in this, if they spend money on this, they're losers. The free stuff is available. If it's to take care of a need because you're a young buck without a girlfriend, the free stuff's available. If you find yourself, I must interact because it's the girlfriend experience, or she genuinely likes me, or I get private stop. Just stop. It's a race to the bottom. And as long as media outlets keep promoting it, because a lot of people read these salacious stories, as long as people keep promoting this, it's never going to change. It will end up in calamity. That's the only way you can look at this. I don't know any other way to explain it.